So I've just honestly been looking into things to like cleanse myself from other people's energies. When it comes to negative energy, of course, I want the best energy as possible, but I don't know. I've just been trying to find ways to not, I guess, let other people's negative energy affect me so much.
Gotcha. So has
Yeah.
that been like something that's been affecting you? You think?
Like it's, yeah, like to the point where I'm just like, I am going to stay in my room because I know I can control that environment, you know? So when things were opening back up, I was able to go out with friends, but all their life shit was happening and I really took it on, if that makes sense. And I was getting stressed out about their life decisions and it's not even my life, or negative things were happening, or when I would look at the news and like I would take that on, and I don't like that. I can't handle it. It makes me feel anxious.
Right. So, I mean, you're definitely not alone in that. I mean, a lot of people are feeling that very same way right now.
Yeah.
There is a lot of just uncertainty and unease. And so, don't feel like you're the only one that feels that anxiety or that
Yeah.
pressure. And, you know, the other part of that is just doing maybe the obvious things, but cutting out the news and maybe distancing yourself from those people that are causing you that anxiety. Are they always like
Yeah.
that, or is there a positive aspect to the relationship?
Oh, there's definitely a positive aspect. I think just like going back into the world and I guess not everything being on pause and life just going fast forward, shit hit the fan for them. But as far as like not having the news right now in my life, I feel like that's not a positive for me either because I need to know what's going on. I need to know what type of things are happening because
How
I tried doing that and
how much are you watching the news?
sorry, go
How much are you watching the news?
every, every day. I just want to make sure like I'm looking at the cases, how many are going up and, to see if there's going to be another conference, like I just want to be involved, but like seeing it, everything just makes me feel
Right.
bad.
So you say every day, is that like you're just checking the numbers and then you go on with your day? Or are you checking the numbers and then updating later in the day, updating midday, updating later in the day? Like how is this like a yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm checking all throughout the day, or I'm looking at videos all throughout the day about like how, COVID-19 is affecting this person's family, or, seeing on Instagram, so and so passed away from COVID-19. And I know that person personally, so
Right. So yeah, you really got to stop. As counterintuitive as that might sound, is that there's not a whole lot that you're going to actually be able to do by watching the news that much. And the only thing it's doing is creating this extra angst in you about the situation. There's
yeah.
that's why I kind of asked, are you just checking the numbers or are you, constantly engaged? And if you're constantly engaged, it's going to pull you in. Because you have to think that just like the time that you're thinking about something, your body starts to react and you start to become even anxious about that past event or some future event that you're playing as a role in your head. So too does all the visual or auditory feed that you're receiving. It's going to put you in that mind state. So if you're always watching the news or you're constantly watching the news, it's going to put you in that mind state of the fear or the anxiety or the unknown. And And so you're constantly in that state of mind versus in a more reflective or positive state of mind. If you're feeding yourself with, messages of inspiration, or you're watching videos that speak to you in your personal growth or in your personal aspirations. I think
Yeah.
if you shift more of your social media interjection, or it doesn't have to be social media, just your media interjection with more of those positive things, you're going to notice a shift in your own consciousness. And that's outside of anything that you can do spiritually to that you can add to your everyday actions. Because if your everyday actions aren't in line, then the spiritual stuff that you can do to combat those negative energies or that feeling, it's really going to cancel each other out, because you're not taking an appropriate fit step in this reality to addressing the problem. So
Yeah.
that would be number one. And number two is just the people that are in your life and that you're allowing to influence you. Um, be selective about that. And if you can't be selective about that, know that you don't have to take on their energy, and know that it's kind of a choice that you're making, in a sense, to take that on.
Mm-hmm.
And the simplest thing you can do on a spiritual level to combat that when you're in a social situation is come into your lower chakra, the one just below your belly button.
Yeah.
So I'm there right now. I'm thinking on it and I'm feeling it, but I'm also interacting with you. But what that does is that brings all your energy inward, so that you're not letting it go out and letting other energies come into you.
Yeah. Okay. That definitely makes sense. And I definitely do think that the news is something that I can at least, I mean, I do feel like I need to know what's going on, but don't have to check it all the time,
Again, it's one thing to say, okay, I want to get a quick update in the morning to see how my day is going to go.
Yeah.
Based on the numbers, based on, like you say, what the government's doing or whatever. But the problem is it's usually not just that. It's usually like the spiraling wormhole of, well, it's COVID numbers, and now President Trump tweeted something and it's grabbing your attention, and then there's riots, and then there's another person's killed by cops, and then so it's this endless spiral that makes you dizzy. I mean, it really is just crazy.
Yeah. And it just, I don't know. I'm just taking on a lot of that emotion. And like I said, I've just been trying to figure out ways that I can, one, cleanse myself to not have that emotion anymore, but also try and figure out how to, I can't control anything outside of here, but being selective of what I let around me, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
being selective of your intake. Again, it's difficult to do because we're constantly bombarded. But if you can manage it in chunks, I think you're going to notice that weight is a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And to go further with that is to say that there's a technique we talk about called the sword, which is cutting off your cords, your connections to everything, in a sense, on a spiritual, psychic level.
Yeah.
And have I gone into that with you before, Shannon?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get into that then. And before I get into that, is there anything else that anyone else would like to add in on to what we've already been talking about, or any thoughts on what we've already been talking about?
I have like a small comment. Like right now, I was about, I forget, it's been about a month or maybe a little over a month. Actually was 25 minutes from downtown Seattle, and I could feel like the anxiety of the rioting and the protests and whatnot. But one thing I have noticed over the course of like the last month is like the media kind of or it doesn't kind of, it exaggerates what's going on. So like in the back of your mind, I mean, some stuff I think, is terrible, but other stuff, you never know what's being exaggerated. Like Chaz, that little neighborhood is only like 2 blocks of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to keep in mind when you do actually try to, stay engaged with the media. It's like, just the media is not perfect. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because their job right now is not to portray news accurately, it's to get viewership.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the media, it's to get eyes to essentially view advertisements. And the sensationalism is what brings in the eyes. We're a clickbait generation.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the sword technique, the basic idea of it is that everything is connected no matter how you look at it. We're all part of this fabric of reality. We're part of this fabric of the earth. We are birthed from the earth. So we're part of nature, and we're not separate from it. And so too is consciousness or energy, all part of one fabric. It's all one thing. And everything ties together. And when you get down to the human aspect, there is a collective consciousness that is tying everything together. So those people that are around you most are the people that are going to have the most influence on you, or the most influence on your energy. Is to say that somebody that knows you and thinks on you can draw on your signature. And they don't have to know anything about this topic in order to do that. This is something that is done every single day. It's just natural. It's our natural energy that is receiving and giving this information. And these connections get made, and what happens is it's like, I don't know if y'all have ever been like deep in some woods where you're walking through like sticker burrs and you're walking through big vines, and you were all clean at first, and then you kept walking, and all of a sudden by the end of it, you got all these sticker burrs, all these vines, all this junk, pollen, everything all over you. And it's kind of like that, in the sense that you are collecting these connections to everybody, and they draw on your energy. They make you feel, in some regards, weak. They may make you feel depressed. They may make you feel anxious. And so the closer that somebody is to you, again, the web of people that you're allowing into your life are the ones that have the most influence and impact on this collective conscious web. As to say, your friends, your family, all of them have this version of you in their head. And when they're thinking on you, they may have their own hopes and their own aspirations for you, their own idea of what you should or should not be doing. And that thought, consciousness, is a bombardment on you in a sense. And it's also a draw. So there's a give and a take there. And again, this is a perfectly natural part of existence. So it's not that it's a good thing or a bad thing, in a sense that it's just a natural thing. And what we want to do is clear ourselves from those attachments.
Yeah.
And so the sword technique is a technique that it's using your energy that you're accumulating through the meditation process, this prana energy, to build a sword and cut webbing off of you. And it's as much a psychological practice as it is an energy practice. And so the more emphasis and reality and descriptive thought that you can put into this practice, the better that the outcomes are. You know, there's a level of seriousness that you want to take when you approach this. And you only need to approach it for a couple of minutes every day or a few days. It doesn't really take much, but the key is really your focus and your intention on the practice. So when you're building this sword, you're going to kind of build it from your lower or your base chakra. So you'll hold your hands like the hilt of a sword at your base chakra, and you'll take 3 to 5 deep breaths in, breathing into your base chakra and blowing out. And what you're doing is you're visualizing your sword begin to emerge up through your hands. And you want, again, this to be as real as possible. So you're feeling the weight of the sword. You're feeling and knowing the sharpness of it, the texture of the grip of the handle. You're feeling the blade. You know, it's like if you, in your mind's eye right now, put a razor blade up to your hand and slit, can you kind of feel that sharpness? Even though you're just feeling it in your mind, you can feel that sharpness. You can kind of feel that cut. And that's the type of feeling that you want to recreate in your mind when you're building this sword. That it is incredibly sharp, it can cut through anything, it is incredibly powerful. And after your breaths and you get a good feel and visualization for this sword, you physically hold it out in front of you. You physically, in your mind's eye, you're visualizing that you're seeing it in front of you. And you begin to bring it around your body slowly. And the other feeling that you're wanting to feel before you start cutting is the feeling of this webbing. And you don't necessarily want to think about any one particular person or set of people or anything at all. All you want to really do is feel that you have this web on you. Almost like if someone were to throw a net over you and you can feel the weight of the net holding you down. Or back to kind of the jungle analogy, that you've been walking through a jungle and you feel that you've been trapped by all these vines. You get stuck up in these vines that you're kind of trapped and withheld in there. And there's like this inability to move. So that's the kind of feeling that you want to have, that these cords or this webbing is on you. And as you are coming around and cutting these vines or this web, you're feeling these webs kind of shoot off of you and release you, and you're becoming lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And you're feeling all this stuff just fly off of you. And your body becomes, again, lighter. You're not so weighed down. And when you feel like you've done enough, you come back into your base chakra, feel the sword come back into you, and you say to yourself, "It is done. I release." Mm. And you really put emotion. Hey, Adelie and Andrew. So you really want to put a lot of emotion into the feeling of the release, and as well as the verbalization of you finishing the practice, saying, I release and it is done. Don't just say those words flippantly. Like, you want to really emote the feeling of I release and really believe it and really feel it. So your belief and focus during the practice is really what's going to be the keys here. And psychologically, your mind understands what you're doing. So your brain understands that you're releasing something, that you're letting something go, that you're detaching from all of this bombardment that you're feeling. Go ahead,
Alex. Why don't you want to focus on a particular person?
Well, you can.
Or like, what's the negative, I guess, of doing that? Because I've been focusing a lot on on that, and just like things of the past and people of the past that I'm cutting.
So I'm not going to say that there's anything wrong with that. I would just say that that shouldn't be your main focus when you're doing every single cord cutting. So you're at a point
Okay.
that you can kind of go either way with it. But for an overall purpose and approach, is to say that no one person should have their conscious influence on you. That doesn't matter who it is, because anybody is an infringement on your free will and your free thought. And there may be other methods that may be a little bit better suited for approaching specific individuals. It's just to say that a surrender practice may be a better approach for, again, dealing with somebody specific that you're looking to really release and let go. Any thoughts?
Also, hi, everybody.
Hey, Chevy.
I was having some audio issues earlier, so it's nice to hear y'all.
Yeah, any thoughts or additional anything on that? Question?
May I? I have heard and that sometimes when you cut connections to individual people, sometimes the brain just kind of goes through this severe depressive episode. Because like that person, there was kind of part of you, and then to cut them off just like that, you're gonna have a backlash or effect about that. So like for me in particular, I'm dealing with a situation where I'm trying to separate my thoughts from someone and someone's influence that happened to be very close. But like to get a little bit of relief, I do the high guard. But really in my meditations, it's more about just kind of just like releasing the feeling from here of their presence upon me or their power on me, and just kind of just surrendering it. It's working better, and psychologically it's helping me process it more effectively than just cutting that connection.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so when you're doing that, which method do you like to do? Because you talked about holding it in your chest. And what's your release method that you prefer?
Well, lately it's multi-layered. So I've been doing, I've actually been listening. It's not really like a technique. It's just like I've been listening to this motivational speaker guy, like saying, let go of the past. And so it's like empowering my mind to really kind of create future possibilities instead of going back to all those old memories and old situations that kind of propel backwards. So that's one process. And then the other two are, of course, just, cutting negative ties that might be trying to influence me with high guard or the sword technique. And then just an emotional surrender. Haven't done any deep surrender practices lately.
There's some other techniques I've heard which you may or may not find useful, but ones that come to mind are when you're holding it in your chest and you're holding that feeling, that kind of pain or that pressure that you can kind of come to almost like a ball of energy, so to speak, as to what all those things encompass for that individual. And I've heard of, kind of with your hands even motioning the kind of going inwards and grabbing it and pulling it out of you. And holding it and appreciating it and giving it a little bit of your love. Giving it that love and that you do love that part in a sense. but that you're setting it free and that you're releasing it out. And I've heard a few different things to use as far as like a helium balloon, letting that go and letting that go off into the air and the sky and letting it become smaller and smaller and smaller. Or you could be like letting doves fly out, that it's carrying it out. Those are a couple that I've heard, and you may find that useful, or some of you may find that useful in other arenas. I know I've personally used that one, and I like it. Yeah. Anything else? Any other thoughts or questions?
Gabby, I've been using your silence, and it works so well. Like I was like, oh, I never thought about that, and I've been doing it like every day. I'm like silence, and I love it. Like it's like time for me to like focus. Like it's like an announcement to myself almost. Yeah, it's good.
You hear the echoes in your mind as well?
Yeah. If I don't hear it, then I try to do it again and try to like, make it come.
Yeah, that makes me happy. Yay. So Alex, from other thoughts, do you mean just other thoughts in general or based on what we just went over?
Well, yeah, if there's if y'all want to go more into it or anything else you want to go into.
I've been looking a lot into laws of attraction, just because I've been doing a lot of, I love to say, visualizing and actualizing in life. And so if we want to talk more about laws of attraction, I think that it's really important to focus on just looking at ourselves as electrical beings and knowing that our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings are electrical. And what we put in and what we put out will receive in the same way. So I've been doing a lot of work on that this last week, and it's been really, really, really rewarding.
What have you been doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean you've been doing a lot of work? What does that mean?
Well, just in general, I guess I can talk about just what my life, what's happening in my life. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah. Well, you said you've been doing a lot of work on that particular aspect, so I'm curious what.
So just so you guys may or may not know, I'm trying to go through yoga teacher training, and I've been just very my intuition has been just on fire, knowing and feeling that, and see, so this is the crazy thing. So I started looking into laws of attraction because of how things have been aligning for me. So I have been feeling, knowing, and visualizing it happening this month. And I was planning to do it in Costa Rica. I was extremely hopeful that was going to work out, even with all of the COVID situation. And it isn't working out. But today, I went to a yoga class, talked to one of the instructors there, just giving her gratitude for what she was doing, and found out that there's a yoga teacher training that's virtual that started today that they were supposed to have stopped taking people registering in yesterday. But I emailed her or whatever, and I was able to register for it. So it's just and it was donation based, and it's it's the people that are hosting it are doing it donation based to encourage more Black people to be yoga teachers. So I'm just elated, and I can believe, because I've been really feeling that July was going to be the month. So now I'm in it, and it was they were very adamant about, you can donate $1 or whatever. I donated $25 or whatever, but yeah, it's here. And I feel very strongly that it's here, maybe because of the laws of attraction, because I was holding myself to a particular vibration. I was feeling a certain, as we call it, tram line. And I feel I put it into reality. I just am it's just crazy. And I thought, when I found out about the Costa Rican, they're not letting foreigners in, I was so sure oh, this isn't going to happen. And, I was going to be depressed today, but I was no, I'm going to yoga class. And then it's just the way that everything aligned is fucking blowing my mind right now. So, so yeah,
That's amazing.
that's where I'm at.
Really,
Congrats.
you're shoving your way through that.
Good job.
Thanks, you guys. What'd you say?
I said you chevied your way through that one.
I mean, shit, I guess I forgot. I don't know, man. I'm like,
Still got it.
huh?
Still got it.
I still got it. So I just wanted to talk about that because I just feel like it is so, like the laws of attraction is so important. Like keeping yourself on a particular, the vibration that you want to be around you is like, it can happen, you know?
Yeah, that's really amazing. And, you know, as you're talking, the thing that really sticks out in my mind is that you weren't tying yourself down to your expectation, and that's why it worked out in your favor. It's just,
Yeah.
if you know, had the thing in Costa Rica canceled, and then you just kind of were depressed and decided to say, fuck it, I'm not going to do anything, and da 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 da, and you weren't open to communicating or, you know, being open to another opportunity, that you wouldn't have found your way.
Mm-hmm.
What can happen, what throws most people off with law of attraction or manifesting is that, you know, they want so bad the one thing that it has to be that one thing, and it's like you gotta allow room for play.
Yeah.
To move with that flow, room to accept that it's going to work out in your favor if you keep moving. If you don't keep moving, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doubt is like the number one like killer of like vibrational transcendence, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Words I'm trying to say, but yeah.
Those are the perfect words.
Is that okay? I'm nervous. There's all these big names on here. We got Leandra, we got Brianna, we got Shannon. It's nice to see you guys. Like Leandra, it's been forever. Brianna, it's nice to see you. I've heard a lot about you. So
Good to meet you too.
really nice to meet you. Like, yeah. And then of course I love you, Adelie and Chris and Andrew. Y'all already know that.
Will you be pulling out your samples today?
I can. Yeah. I wasn't planning to, but yeah, I'd love to.
I think it'd be nice if you guys mind.
Yeah, we can end it on that if y'all want. Let's do something quick.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, way to put me on the spot, man. But
Do
I like a challenge. I like feeling a little ruffled up, you know what I'm saying?
So is there something more that you want to get into in regards to law of attraction or manifesting?
I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of been what's been on my mind. And yeah.
Andrew, looks like you have something to say.
I guess like, so wait, me or was somebody else trying to say something?
Andrew was poking his, I don't know if he had something to say or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was hoping Angel was going to be here because I kind of wanted to get more into like the
I prodded him to get on.
yeah, like I really wish I was really expecting.
Everybody likes your questions. Everybody like, you know, I like your questions.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's what I told Angel.
Oh, yeah. I was, and he's, you know, being a physicist, I wanted to get more into the science or, you know, the science of
He needs to kind of concoct his plan, his lesson plan.
Yeah.
Talk, and then we'll schedule that. We'll definitely schedule that one and let y'all know that it's a particular quantum physics class for those.
I can't help. I'm copying your freaking look. Adelie's doing it like. Oh. It's hard to not do what the main person that's on. Shit. It feels comfy. Now I feel comfy though.
Are you here? Are you in your body? Where are y'all? Where is everybody?
Nowhere.
I'm on cloud 9. Cloud 69. Hey.
But I kind of, this might tie into like your law of attraction thing. I feel like it does. Let me just explain it. But so like I am trying like a new thing. Well, I feel like I have like a lot of like anxiety and stuff, and then I react a lot based on like fear sometimes. Like I'm like, like this might happen, so I'm not gonna do this. So I react out of fear. So I've just been trying to like set like daily like self-love intentions, and like just like try to like today was like just be gentle on my body, like, you know, physically looking at myself, everything. And like, so in a way, like I'm wondering if that could tie into like law of attraction in a way that like every day you're kind of like setting an intention for yourself to like grow, and like so you're not going towards an actual like that one specific goal, but like making yourself grow more so that the other things can come like easier, I guess. Not easier, but like attract to you and manifest to you like a little bit more like smoother. Does that make sense, Alex? Sarah?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay.
You want to touch on it, Chevy?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to, so I don't, let me think.
I know.
What was your question again?
It wasn't a question, it was more of like, oh yeah, it was a question. It was kind of like setting like daily like self-love like intentions. Do you think that would be like better than like setting like a specific goal? You know what I mean? Like more of like working on yourself so that other things can come and attract you because you're working so much like within yourself, and like instead of like, oh, I'm gonna get that job. You know what I mean? In a way.
Yeah, I think it's really important to like focus on the emotional side of it. So if self-love for you is the emotion of, you know, loving your body, loving yourself, and loving your mind, and doing things that are emotionally positive, then you're going, and then also opening yourself up to receive emotional positivity, because it goes both ways. Then I feel very confident that that is a good way. But I do also feel like you should set goals for yourself that you intend to do, but not goals that you expect to receive. So it's like we always talk about, you know, wanting for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Doing your daily routines. Like for me, doing my daily routines, like set me up to, it just sets my mind up to be open to receive whatever the universe wants to put in front of me. So self-love is vital. And I feel like it's vital in starting your day with self-love so that the rest of the day continues that way. I'd say start your day with it and end your day with it.
Yeah.
And let me just add in on that, that tying it into manifestation or law of attraction. I know, I'm pretty sure we've done like a master's meditation, Natalie, where you're visualizing yourself as a master you.
Mm-hmm.
1 year, 10 year, 20-year master version. So you may want to try tying that self-love into your practice and saying, you know, when you get that good feeling of self-love, you know, may I feel this now, may I feel this tomorrow, may I feel this week, may I feel this next week, and may I be growing each time I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can interject that maybe into the end of your practice, like you're setting that expectation or that manifestation for how you will feel tomorrow and how you'll feel next week. And then do that a little bit every day. And so like we talked about before, like each day you're growing. So each day you're something new, and that may feel slightly different, and you may have a better expectation as your growth develops and as your understanding of that self-love grows, so that each day you're manifesting it in greater and greater amounts because you can see your own progression and you can feel how that version of you will reciprocate that energy.
Mm-hmm. No, like I definitely, like I already like I feel like I've been like working extra on like myself and stuff the past like couple weeks, and like I've like every day I'm just like, wow, like that's like I feel like I've like opened another, I literally feel like I'm rebirthing, like I'm in the middle of a rebirthing process right now, by the way. But yeah, like yeah, but I feel like doing that every day, and like you said, like it almost is like a snowball effect of like self-love, and I think that's like really cool because I don't I don't think I've ever like thought about it that way. I've thought about it as like I'm gonna fix this and I'm gonna feel better, you know, instead of like it as a like a really continuous like long journey.
I also really like, as far as like self-love goes and like centering myself and my aura, I like to focus on like the color gold and being a golden goddess and like feeling that inside and pushing it out. That allows like, I don't know, it does something. Try it.
That's beautiful. I mean, like when you do that, like breathe in that golden energy, feel it into your bones, feel it in your muscles,
Yeah.
fill every cell of your body with that golden energy. But also when you do that, Chevy, you're not just doing the color, right? There's an emotion tied to it.
There's an emotion, there's a feeling, it's vibrating, it's sparkly, it's a lot more than the color itself. The color has like a feeling, and so like, and I feel like, yeah.
And
I
what would
totally get what you mean.
You get it? Okay.
Yes, I do that, but with the color green.
Green, yeah. Gold is like, the way it feels is just like, it's like, you know, you can't, it's unbreakable, and it's like power, and it's shiny, and like it's the attention. I don't know. I don't know how to describe how it feels, but yeah, I definitely not am just looking at the color, but the way it makes me feel as well.
I'd say it's power and love and one
Yeah.
isness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what you're wanting to let permeate through your being. And it's funny that you're talking about this, because actually I pulled something up just before class that has to do with exactly that practice.
Really? And what is this that you pulled?
Well, you know, since Leandra asked to do some sound bowls, I think I might like do like a meditation of it at the end of class together, since, you know, I can kind of do that over the sound bowls or something.
Oh, cool.
If y'all want.
Yeah.
But let me just say the question that I posed myself here at the beginning of this particular thing was, how do I feel myself humming with love? And so it's
How do I feel myself humming with love?
yeah. So that's the question that I posed, and then I have my kind of breakdown of an answer of the steps that I'm going as a being, trying to let myself fill with that vibration, humming at the vibration of the universe, letting every cell within me feel that love, feel that deep universal love, and each cell radiating, each cell emoting outwards. And that's basically exactly what you're talking about. Well, at least in my estimation.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly.
It's
Crazy.
crazy because I've been doing it like all week, this type of meditation, literally like the green and like pushing it out, and then like being love, like I'm like I am love, like in my meditation I'm like I am love, like it's so, this is so crazy. Okay.
That's wild. We're all on the same, we're so connected, you guys. It's kind of wild how like strong it's getting, like as the year goes on. It's like, and it's like, I feel like I'm talking to you guys more like on a daily basis than like I ever have. And because we're talking more, we're aligning more with the things that are the same, rather than only being able to align it once a week, you know? So I'm really grateful for this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't remember who I was talking to about this, I'm sure I've talked with all of y'all at some point or another, but about, you know, the threads of our connection intertwining. And I don't know if y'all remember when we went to Rothko, like for the first time as a group. I was talking about that in the yoga, because I was having everyone do a part of the yoga practice. And, you know, because as each one is contributing, it creates this different thread of fabric, so that, again, back to the beginning of the conversation, the collective consciousness, the collective webbing, and what we are collectively doing as a group through our enrichment of our knowledge and our communication with each other about that knowledge. We're all expanding at the same time in a certain regard. So it's like, it's this self-feeding thing that helps us compound our data receptor. It's like, again, it's like multiple computers working on one algorithm for a result. So then when we come back together, we're all sharing in a sense, because our minds have been computing on other information beyond us. And then when we come together, it starts to unravel. That's why you'll probably notice it tends to take a little bit of time to get the ball rolling, but then it's like, once it's rolling, we're all like, gelling in a sense. This is pretty cool to watch. Experience.
I was just going to say, and experience, but you got it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? What else has been on you guys' mind? Where you been at, Chris?
Yeah, Canuto, is his thing working too? Because I feel like it just says connecting audio. I don't know if he can hear us or what.
Is Canuto on? I texted him earlier, but I don't know if he responded or not.
He's on, but it just says like connecting to audio, and it's like just loading. That's what mine was doing earlier.
Okay, not sure. Yeah, I'm just over here nodding in agreement with all you guys. I love this.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your question though, Alex?
I just asked anything else to add to it, or what has been lately. What have you been working on these days, spiritually, mentally?
Right. Yeah, it's I'm still like I mentioned last time, the synchronicities for me have just been constant and every day. So I've literally been I guess the biggest thing I've been working on is just discernment of signs, and then making decisions based on that discernment and as the signs pop up. So once again, it kind of goes back to the whole walking in the path that is laid before you. It's tricky for sure. I'm not able to fully articulate it yet, I guess, to a more of a group setting, but I know eventually I will be able to. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
How have you been finding your discernments? Like, what has been giving you an ability to make a decision on your discernment, or what have you been using?
Right. Well, my like I mentioned before, like when I fully accepted that, I talked to Chevy earlier in this week about it. Like, I came to understand that I am an empath. I forgot who mentioned it earlier, but picking up other people's energies. So that's just kind of been the story of my life, and I've been more or less controlled by that for most of my life. And when I finally came to the acceptance that is who I am, that is a part of me, making that decision every day to commit to grounding, the meditation, and the cord cutting, became a simple decision, because it's like, if this is who I am and it's been a curse for my whole life, then how do I transform it or transmute it into a blessing? And the only way I could do that is by that commitment. And I wouldn't say ever since then, but definitely that's one of the biggest things that has been able to allow me to have a clearer mind in order for the answers to pop up. And these answers, they pop up in many different ways. Sometimes it can come in the form of, during the meditation itself. A lot of times it comes in the form of signs. Like for example, last week when we went to Adelie's yoga class, the 2 days prior, I brought up the Midas touch that's the transformation of lead into gold to 4 different people, right? And it just kept on popping up in these conversations. So that's being the alchemist, that transformation from something invaluable to something valuable. And I kid you not, literally the very first so right after Adelie's class, which was wonderful, by the way, we walked over to Juice Land, and the very first thing that caught my eye on the menu was the Midas Touch, the juice. And at that moment, I didn't even look at any of the other menu items. I was like, I'm getting the Midas Touch, So even though that seems like a little whimsical, it's definitely a practice. I definitely recognize that as a sign, or like a practice in reading the signs and making decisions based on those things, like not second guessing myself in the decisions I have to make, because that topic of being the alchemist was so fresh in my mind from having those conversations, that when it popped up, it was just easy decision. And I just walked right into it,
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And and again, kind of like with what happened with Chevy, it's not so much about trying to find something as much as it is having the awareness to find something, and when it presents itself, and going with that flow versus trying to control so much.
Right, exactly. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I've come to realize, like the signs are truly around us, within us, coming to us all day long. But the question is, have you built up your awareness enough to recognize them, right? And so I would say that's honestly a promise. Like if you continue your practice, they will start to appear for you as well. And yeah, and I guess because a lot of our anxieties, they come about because of decision making, but when the decisions are presented in front of you, it becomes very easy. It becomes a very simple yes or no, and yeah, that's kind of where I've been at.
Go ahead, Chevy.
I was just going to say, Adelie, that actually answers your question earlier too about the fear and like wanting to control things based on fear. Now you can start to control things based on your discernment of the signs,
Yes, I was literally, as Chris was talking, I was like, yes, like, the message of the theme of my life right now is like certainty, and learning how to be like certain with like my decisions and myself, or even like thoughts, like you can just have like thoughts going on all day, but like if you have like these thoughts or a mantra or something, like something certain that can keep you like grounded. I think like that's been like really helpful for me.
Andrew, it looked like you had something to say earlier.
I was gonna say that
You muted. Oh, you there?
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now? I was gonna say that, yeah, I've had the same issue myself of feeling everybody's energies and how it affected me so much throughout most of my life, and I didn't know what it was or why I was being affected by it so much until I started meditating. So, and it helped me out so much. It was almost like I made it my new religion, because the more I meditated, the more I had power over my fear of what these energies were being put on to me by these people, because I didn't know how to control it. So more and more meditation just made it so much easier to control my emotions and my thoughts based on whatever that I might have thought that these whatever the fear was based on. I would try to see it a different way, or see it from a different point of view. Stop and think, take a deep breath. What is this? Ask yourself, where is this coming from? It's just that's my 2 cents. I've been there,
by the way, we got a lot of future adventures being planned. So of course we got to work around, you know, the COVID regulations and everything going on, but there'll be a lot of stuff like hiking and hopefully mountain biking and foraging and stuff like that. So if that interests you guys, be on the lookout.
That'll be fun, and we'll go to some haunted places.
Yeah, we could finally, like, I'm down, man. Let's just do it.
Do you remember, Chris, that house that was right here that you and Lydia went to, and it had like, weird vibes?
Yeah, got laced out, right?
Yeah, it's rented out now, but I happened to come across some notes earlier today that was talking about that, and I was just like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Alex, I gotta go. Gotta teach.
Well, have a good class.
Thank you. It was nice.
Bye,
to meet
Natalie.
you. Bye. Love.
Bye, Adelie.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, you know, like to talk a little bit about what Andrew mentioned, that, you know, the meditation in itself is your bare bones, what you really need. It's going to help with that attachment as well, Shannon, in regards to the bombardment you're feeling, or the anxiety, or, you know, the emotional weight of everything. Because, you know, the main thing that's really causing it typically is internal. Those internal thoughts and the internal dialogue that's really like, you know, your own assessment of yourself, or what you're thinking, what you're allowing yourself to think. And yes, it's a simple act of choice to do it, and it's going to make all the more impactful your sword cutting or any other energy stuff that you're going to do. It's really, I mean, you really need to start there first and foremost. So yeah, I just wanted to elaborate on that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, anything else or any other thoughts from anybody? No. Going once, going twice. Okay. Well, yeah, I was thinking then it's about 9:10. If you have anything else, if y'all want to do the meditation, if Chevy would like to do some sound bowls, I can kind of guide us. Like I say, maybe 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. What do y'all think?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Let me just get set up, and yeah,
Okay.
give me like a couple minutes to set everything up.
No problem. So everyone get us situated. If you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom.
I feel like you're talking to me right now.
I'm not.
I am going to go to the bathroom, though, but not because you said anything.
Yeah, go to the bathroom. Get you a drink.
I gotta head out, y'all, but I will see y'all next week.
Okay, Shannon. Great.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. It was nice seeing y'all again.
Leandro, you got something to say?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to mute you guys so I can go to the bathroom.
There you go. You're good. We can't hear you now.
Thanks for inviting me, Alex. Everyone's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's hearing everyone's different perspectives and whatnot, you know.
You're pretty cool.
Aw, who said that? Thank you.
That was me, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Oh, Chris, good to meet you.
Yeah, glad you could join. It's always a good conversation.
I really want to. So one of my friends, she got really into. I don't know the proper term. The study of mushrooms. It's like mycelium something. You're familiar with that? Mycology. There you go. yeah, she got really into it. Pulse statements, fantastic fungi, kind of, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So she was talking about going foraging, and I want to see if she'd be willing to lead like a foraging trek in the forest, the national forest. What's up?
Is it Sophia?
No, not Sophia, but she'd be interested in it too.
So are you trying to forage any mushrooms or magic mushrooms?
All kinds. All kinds, because like she studies them, like she puts them on a piece of paper, and then apparently if you leave it over time, like it leaves like residue. I don't know. It's really fascinating though. You know, the study of mushrooms is just really fascinating.
It is really interesting. There's a Vice episode where they talk about the mushrooms, and they talk about the roots connecting and sending and receiving data, and the roots between the mushrooms. It's really interesting. I'll see if I can find it and post it on the group page.
Right. Yeah, because I was hiking at Memorial Park yesterday, and we came up. Apparently, they're the wood ear mushrooms. It definitely lives up to the name, but Google Lens described it as something else, and I wasn't aware. But those are the ones you find in a lot of Asian like soups and stuff like that, and they're completely edible. You know. So I don't know. I think it's
I'm totally
cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Or not even just mushrooms. Remember how last time we were picking like mulberries and blackberries and stuff like that? Like I just want to eat off the land. I don't know.
Sure that they were actually berries.
What's up?
We were kind of half sure that they were actually like mulberries.
Right. Yeah, the ones from the tree, and then the ones from the ground, like the vine. Yeah.
I'm actually really excited, Leandra. Thanks for asking. I'm
Yes.
actually gonna. This will be my first one recording on my. I got a GoPro to start making more videos and stuff. So I'm gonna record it. Alex, so are you doing like Are you gonna be having some sound going as well, Alex?
Right. So I'm going to be talking.
Cool.
I guess. I don't know. Never done this before, so.
Yeah, this is legit. I'm excited.
So I'm going to be talking over you. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a different meditation. This is just something that I had wrote out for myself in trying to explain, like I said, the process that I kind of go through in maybe trying to let myself be filled with love and project that feeling to God. So let me say, like, the main thrust of this is just for your own internal knowing is if you have direct communication with God, how would you tell God you love him or her, it? How would you emote that feeling? That's what we're after in this particular practice is and it's as much for you as being a part of God, as being part of everything, as it is for God wanting to receive your love. That God wants to feel your love too. And so you want to show that in the most purest, most emotional, most heartfelt way that you possibly can. And that's how God receives that. It's not through the verbalization, it's through the emotion. It's through you projecting, giving your all in a sense, to saying like, I'm here and I love you. And I don't want anything. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just here to say I love you. That's kind of the, let's say, the emotion.
Got you.
So Chevy, I'm not sure how we're going to, well, you're going to be able to see me. I don't know what kind of signal I can give you to let you know I'm through on my part.
Well, do you know like a time amount maybe?
It's probably going to be 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. Just, I'll probably feel it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, or I'll probably stop talking at some point.
Okay, yeah, and I'll just slow it down.
If I'm not talking for like 30 seconds, that's probably going to be your cue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, it can end with a little bit more bowl, and I'll know.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gotta change the camera angle real quick. Sorry.
So if everybody can mute other than Chevy and me, and then yeah, you're just gonna have to deal if my voice cuts out or whatever. Like I say, you kind of understand the basic thrust of it, you know, getting into your meditation, into your meditative state, and then we'll go through it. We'll just see what happens.
Alrighty.
A few deep breaths in and out, letting yourself settle in. Letting your body relax and go limp. And your facial muscles relax. Neck. Letting your body weight sink. Becoming aware of your place in the room, present moments. Becoming aware of your in and out breath. Visualizing all the prana in the room with us, with you. Seeing it as a golden energy or white light, positive vibration. Allowing it to move in as you take deep breaths in, letting it fill your being. Taking deep breaths in, letting this golden energy fill the middle of your being, your central pillar, radiating, illuminating gold, positive vibration, positive energy. Coming through our top. And a deep breath in, allowing this positive golden energy to illuminate in your heart chakra and expanding outwards with each breath you take in, filling every cell. Feeling that love, that positive vibration, smiling. Give every cell in your body your love, your deep love. That feeling back to you. this feeling. Each cell resonates at a higher vibration. You can feel the hum in your chest. Feel the hum in your body. Breathing in deeply, allowing this energy to expand in your inner universe. Illuminating outwards. Allow this golden, pure energy to move through you. Let it expand outwards to your skin until your entire being is vibrating, illuminating with pure light, pure love, pure vibration. Open your heart to the universe. Invite it to move into you. Feel it fill you. By loving your inner universe, you are letting yourself move closer to the frequency of God. Allow each cell to bloom as if the sun is hitting a flower bud at just the right moment. And you are opening up. Allow yourself to be open. And allow yourself to love God, the universe. And with your entire being in bloom, allow God to feel that reciprocation, that deep peace, that deep love. Let it move outwards. By giving yourself love, you become more like God. By loving yourself, you are loving God. Breathe in deep across. Let it expand outwards as you are this beaming light, this beaming energy. As you project, it boomerangs back to you and amplifies more as God feels your love, sending you more love. Allow it to unfurl. Allow yourself to bloom. Breathe in deep, smiling, reverberating. Every cell is love. Every cell is love. to your breath. Back into your movement. However feels right to you. An in-breath, and on your out-breath, bow slowly. As always, it's an honor to be a part of your practice and a part of your day. Thank you, Chevy. That was beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
And namaste.
Namaste.
Was that your beeper for 10 minutes, Chevy?
No, that was the GoPro. I just stopped the video. But let's see, that video was, see how many minutes that was.
How do y'all feel?
Good.
What, 13 minutes?
Not bad.
Good.
Yeah, those singing bowls are really cool. Like sometimes they would hit that right moment. You're like, whole body just like got healed by that sound. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
We got to do that more in person. That's yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Makes
We
it
really do. It's, yeah. Y'all's energy too, like I could feel you guys through, and it's like, it's, yeah. I just feel so good right now. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
That's all we got.
That was a really good meditation too,
folks.
Alex.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that a lot, yeah.
Cool, good. So that was one I wrote out in like 2018. I just happened to come across it earlier.
Wow.
You wrote down that meditation?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Were you reading it off? I was wondering.
I have, it's a yes and no. I'm like referring to my notes, but like I kind of jumped around because when I wrote the notes, it's just kind of like how I was thinking it. But then as I was speaking it, I wrote out a sequence in my notes. So
I was wondering because I'm like, man, I kind of want to learn how to, just kind of flow with that meditation talk type of stuff. But I thought it was all from the top of the dome.
it's not that difficult to do, quite honestly. It's just, I think it's just, I can do it off the dome.
Okay, cool.
It's just that I happen to have.
CG like that.
Yeah,
I can do it from the dome.
Y'all can
probably initially I would want to write it down because I'd forget or something like that.
Dude, Chris, like, it's crazy that you, like, literally before this, I was like, I'm going to write out a meditation tonight. Like, and because I think in the beginning, you've got to write it out so that you have like a layout to follow. But because doing it right off the dome, like you can do it if you want to. I just feel like it's unnecessary pressure to put on yourself in the beginning.
Right.
Even just writing it down one time and never even looking at it again, that would give you a better like start than just jumping in.
Or even have, bullet points.
Yeah.
Right.
Be helpful. It really depends on the length too. If you're needing to fill, like that was 10 minutes. I'm pretty confident that anyone here can fill 10 minutes of a meditation off the top of the head.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to fill like 30 minutes or 45 or an hour, like I would write it down too.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this is so nice. Everybody's just elevating, like, we're in there, guys. Like, this journey.
We in this.
Yeah, it's just where all of the work I feel like we put in for the years is like, this is like the fruits of our labor now, like at this point in the year.
Yeah. It's what the world needs, you know? Right on time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm tuning out. Thank you, Shelby and Alex. I'm gonna get a good stretch in before I get ready for bed, and I will tune you. Alex, are you gonna be doing this on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, or was it just today?
We'll be back on Tuesdays. I was just taking a break, so
Okay.
we'll do next Tuesday.
Alrighty. Y'all have a good night, guys.
Yeah, let's
Bye,
go
Leandra.
Bye.
call it a night.
All
Everybody.
right, y'all.
And yeah, I'll see you guys.
Later, guys.
Thank you all for
Thanks,
being
y'all.
here.
See you guys. Later, Drew. Bye,
Bye.
Brianna. Alex.